supreme marshals will our victory bright. On the path that he carved, fully 10 million hearts unite fanatically. Great leader, Zaenderism, we march behind you, bold and free. Great leader, Zaenderism, forever loyal we shall be. His vision guides us, light in every fight. The supreme marshals will our victory rise. On the path that he carved, fully 10 million hearts unite fanatically. Great leader, Aleczaender, we march behind you, bold and free. Great leader, Aleczaender, forever loyal we shall be. The enemy may strike with might, our hearts remain unmoved, strong and true. Through fire and blood we stand unshaken. Your leadership will hand us retaken. Great leader, Zaenderism, we march behind you, bold and free. Great leader, Zaenderism, forever loyal we shall be.
Well, well, well. Let's see. There we go. Is it about time that the trains run on time again, Octavium? I, as you all already know, have been working hard at things outside of Octavium. And as you all know, that must come first before us. But I will never lose my love for all of you, regardless of that. The chants of Ave after each speech, the Armymen strict at attention, ready to serve and fight, the Imperial Order, thirsty to bash in the heads of his loyalists, the fanatics in the Legion, eager to greet with open arms, the drama of the wars, the trenches, the love all of you have for me. A love so strong, it beats even the love that even personal friends of mine had for me. And we know who those personal friends were. But there is nothing more precious to a leader than the people of his country. I must say, it has been one hell of a year for us. But time and time again, we recover, we rebound, and we resume the plan as it had been directed since the beginning of this Octavium. Many have strayed from the path of loyalty, but many more will uphold their loyalty as demonstrated today. A mass of hundreds full of fanaticism for the greatest nation of all time. Comrades, let us demonstrate to the traitors, let us demonstrate to our position that Octavium has the greatest people to exist in generations, that we are determined to undergo struggle and toil beyond limits to prove that we are not going to stop at anything ahead of us to achieve total victory. Zaenderism is not only faith supported by works, it is faith challenged by hardship, challenged by the impossible, challenged by the invisible. It is unconditional faith that victory will come even when the ratios are 100 to 1. Even when the world is against us and all are to say, but the end is near for Octavium. The DMCAs have not stopped. Alexander's account has been terminated. Even his personal friends, Howard, Wilhelm, Patrick, and many others have left his side. Now is the time to give up. This has proved Octavium is failing. This has proved that Octavium will fall. Besides these names, comrades, few more fall for these tricks. and they confronted me. These friends of mine confronted me to drop the ego and admit defeat, to concede Teutonia above all, that Teutonia is greater, that Teutonia upholds the superior people. That is what these traitors wanted me to do. They said, soon the people will follow suit. They say, and the banners of Teutonia will dawn over Octavium once again, as it did in the past. They claim. Well, what say you, people of Octavium? Will you settle for defeat? Because I certainly won't. The Octavian people cry out, death to Teutonia, death to the traitors, and death to the opposition. These conversations grew even worse as the closest of my friends came to me with the most persuasive voice. Wilhelm and Howard both confronted me, and they said to me, Alec, the end is near. Can't you see? Stahl won't give up his DMCAs. Our men aren't battle-trained enough to go against Teutonia. The activity is dwindling. Our rallies are losing activity. The group has lost its momentum and steam. We are playing circuses and games to maintain our morale. They say we are your personal friends, Alec. We know and want what is best for you. It is time to move on from this. There is nothing left here. Wilhelm and Howard both scoffed at the masses of Octavium. All of you is who they were scoffing at, referring to you as a mix of degenerates and normies, no different from those loyal to Leutgard. They even said that Zaenderism is no different from Leutgardism, that it is simply Leutgardism wrapped in an Octavian banner loyal only to me. Such words are enough to boil my blood! These so-called friends of mine conducted not only high treason against me, but against the very people of Octavium they swore to protect. Howard, who called Teutonia a degenerate festival of, quote, homosexuality. Wilhelm, who swore to wage a great crusade on Europe to cleanse it of Teutonian influences. And Patrick, who betrayed me once before for being too close to Leutgard and referred to Leutgard as a gross egotist. All three of these members, who built their entire existence on hating Teutonia, became who they swore to destroy. These are not valiant heroes seeking to establish Christendom or bring justice and liberation to Europe, but opportunists of utmost filth. How dare they not only witch up across me, but how dare they assume that I, Aleczaender, Emperor of Octavium and protector of the Octavian people, would betray my people in a heartbeat for the enemy? Comrades, they can wage as many DMCA wars as they like. They can exploit the map every day. They can offer millions of gold and riches and pleasures to my eyes and ears. They can step on my neck until I suffocate to death. They can waterboard me. They can apply electricity to my body until I am foaming at the mouth and shaking until me. But I will never let nothing stop me from leading my people. I will love my people and uphold Octavium until my last dying breath. They deleted my mineral box account and then expected me to roll over and give up. Wilhelm said he was willing to take over as emperor in my place. That is what they claimed. And here I stand, alive and well, in front of my people. I declined this request. I will never concede. I will never give up on my people. Ever. How dare they assume to be so weak and ignorant that I would give this up? They said these things, and my response was this. They may do whatever to me. Delete my accounts if they wish. The people will not disconnect from me, irregardless of these efforts. And I will not give up on my people, irregardless of my struggles. I told Wilhelm trust the plan, and he did not. And yet here I stand today before all of you as proof of my promise. Let me ask you this. Did you trust the plan, Octavium? Did you trust that I would return to lead my people to ever glorious victory? Do you trust that we will defeat the Teutonian menace and proclaim total victory above all over the opposition regardless of their struggles against us? Do you believe that we are going to win? Because they did not believe this at all. So unfortunate. I want all of you to know, I wouldn't trade the world for Octavium. The great Octavian warriors of Aleczaender, who defeated Alemannia 5 years ago so valiantly. The incredible Octavian Legion of Octavium, who during every betrayal stood firm behind me. Yes. All of you. The undefeatable Octavian army, who has fought battle after battle without ever losing a raid. The fearless members of the Inquisition, who have spent night and day seeking out the disloyalists without rest. What greater people than you, who has given me so much loyalty and so much trust, even when it seems unreasonable to have done so. We have been through hell and back. Only those who have been here as long as they have understand the struggle as I do, as we do. Let me tell you something. Through it all, I will never let myself give up this community of loyalty. Richard Victorian can trade this community for friends by destroying it, and yet it will rebound. Arxilium can corrupt this community for pride by subverting it, and yet it will overthrow him. Ozzy can trade this community for influence by using it, and yet it will awaken. Patrick J. Smith can trade this community for power by dividing it, and yet it will reunite under me. Howard and Wilhelm can trade this community for dopamine, and the masses scream out with all of their lungs, "Death to the traitors! Long live the loyalists!" With all of their lungs. Many have betrayed you. Know this, Octavium. I, Aleczaender, who has led you for the last 9 years, will never betray you. Through storm and disaster, know that I will be by your side. When the cracks in the ship have illusion doom, many will rush to the lifeboats. And yet I remain steering the ship, confident in Octavium, faithful evermore in our victory. Do not expect my death to be warmly in bed, surrounded only by inner circle men. I will not die surrounded by Colt, Howard, Tony, and the other men of this inner circle. But in the trenches, I will die in the trenches with the only people I have ever loved, the peasant, the worker, and the patriot of Octavium. These are the only men willing to die for the cause. They are the only men who I, as a leader, can rely on. The masses as a whole. The masses who have been ever so faithful and loyal. I would never betray the masses for any inner circle, for any personal friend of mine. Mark my words. Octavium is not powerful because we simply got lucky, or because we are powerful by our own individual goals. Octavium is powerful because Octavium will do what it is determined to do. When we are told something is impossible, we together as a collective demonstrate that it is in fact possible. This is not just because we are good at what we do, but it's because the directive is given for 1,000 Octavians to rally to arms, the order is accomplished with zero hesitation, and we are ready to move forward to the next objective. When Howard betrayed, the officer corps was called upon, and at a minute's notice, 30 officers arrived at once. Within less than 30 minutes, the officers were briefed on Howard's treason. They uttered "good riddance" as the motto, and they proceeded without hesitation. Wilhelm Rosenberg, the traitor, said impressively, "This is a hive mind." And I said, unsurprised, "This is what Octavium is determined to do." This directive was repeated at Wilhelm's betrayal, and at a minute's notice, Octavium moved on without looking back, because Octavium did what it was determined to do. Comrades, to the ideological guarantees of Zaenderism, and with myself at the helm, nothing will be impossible because we collectively believe through single-hearted loyalty that nothing is impossible. If the masses of Octavium believe that something can be done, then let it be done. If the masses will let only 10,000 members be achieved before the end of the season, then let it be done. Nothing is impossible through faith. Nothing is impossible through determination. Let the battle cry of the evening be, I believe that Octavium will hit 10,000 members, even if 10,000 is achieved. We won't stop until 100,000. Let us go even further. We will never stop until millions upon millions have joined the cause in loyalty. We will never stop until the world is linked in arms behind our movement, ready to move forward only with victory in mind. Why Octavium? Because Octavium will do what it is determined to do. With me at the helm, let nothing be impossible, and let the mission only be onwards. When Patrick betrayed and called upon the Smiths to follow him, the Smiths betrayed him. The majority refused, rallying under Random G. Smith. In the words of his followers, quote, we are determined to save the world from Teutonic oppression. We are loyal only to Aleczaender. That was the oath of a Smith, and that is my oath as a loyalist. Long live Aleczander. Long live loyalty, was their response. An entire dynasty has betrayed their founder because they have willed it. Because their loyalty is so sincere and has overwhelmed Patrick to do the extent. He has completely conceded the Smiths. His new dynasty name, the Foresters, he has conceded the Smiths, an entire bloodline now loyal to Octavium. Thank you, Random G. Smith, for your loyalty and efforts. Through willpower alone, victories become endless to us. Let us never stop in promoting Zaenderism. Let us continue to make breakthroughs that seem impossible to the weak. Let us make the enemy's jaws drop to the floor as they realize that we are impenetrable. What? They don't give up? They believe? Of course we believe, because when have we ever given up the cause? The world will drop their jaws at such capabilities, and we, disciplined and focusing only on the mission at hand, march forward, knowing that this movement is not like any other before it. We are the most powerful, the most passionate, the most capable people in the world. Relish it, comrades. Do not take it for granted like these disloyalists have. Surely, you will regret it as much as they did. Losing my voice here. Unlike loyalists like Random and the Smiths, many others have chosen the easy path to leave Octavium because it is hard work. Because in the Teutonia and in the US military and in the IRF and in other groups like theirs, you can achieve a high rank, run a division, and magically 50 people will gravitate towards your word. Of course, all 100 of us at this rally understand the temptation of being able to join a group and be able to rally a large number of members who will be obedient to every order. That is every man's dream. Of course, as long as you sacrifice your values, as long as you remember to never mention Christianity, as long as you are fine with being able to rally such numbers without ever going on daring adventures or war campaigns or by waging hard work, you will achieve these things at the expense of your faith and your values. Those that choose the easy path because it is more liberating are ironically chained to cells where the cause is not about values or about what is right, but rather the dystopian reality of being a cog in a machine of building wealth for other owners and nothing more. Owners that do not give speeches like I do, or are heartfelt and are brought to great emotion for their people, or sentimental around their people. They leave the hard work to their deputies, and they fill their coffers with wealth, never to work hard again. Not a single dime, with one exception during my recent car accident, has been taken from this community, but rather has went back to the masses, spent on developments, advertising, among other things. Of course, maintaining this imperium is hard work. It took the Garber several months to consistently rally 10 plus members. The order was completely dead and a laughingstock at the Foundation. Many suggested that the order was useless and proposed it to be removed. Today, it rallies 30 plus, a record in Alexanderian, Octavian, and Arcturian history. It is indeed hard work. Of course it's hard work. You cannot just host an event and your division has 30 players. Of course it takes grit, commitment, and micromanagement to maintain your divisions and to maintain your groups. These are skills and struggles that nobody outside this Imperium has to go through. Not because they are lucky or are loved more by their owners. Oh, no, of course not. I work just as hard to ensure the best for Octavium. The reasoning is because Octavium is a grassroots movement made by the people for the people. No investors control or run the strings. No developer can exert their authority to demand respect as attempted in the past. We did not bow down to Stalwart Tyrion. Neither did we bow down to Howard or Wilhelm or any other investor that has tried to buy out this damn group. We rejected them. They will not replace us. We will replace you swiftly. In this Octavium, between the elite and the masses, I choose the masses every single time because they are the hardest working men and the most loyal men in the entire world. That is why. Groups like Teutonia laugh at us because our maps do not look like Alpine Border Coastal Castle. Our developers don't make maps that are AFK simulators, believe that. We actually have content. Yet, Teutonia's development team have held both Leutgard and the rest of Teutonia ransom. They threatened to not work unless both the masses and their ruler Leutgard bent over to their will. Octavium does not listen to anyone but the leader of the group, who has fearlessly led. In Teutonia, they listen to whoever wields blackmail and leverage over everyone else. That is the difference between Octavium and Teutonia. Remember that. Speaking of leaders that leave all the work to their deputies, I must address the Zaenderist Academy program, initiated by Viceroy Howard Hughes. When this program was started, I had high hopes, but predicted that it would take time and toil to get the program running. As predicted, the program was launched 3 months ago, and less than 100 people have enrolled in this program. The vast majority of you at this rally have not even attended a single classroom, let alone enrolled in this program properly. Exactly 1 month from now, we know that those who are not enrolled in this academy will be at the risk of demotion. Some of you in the tiny minority have attended these classes, and to you, congratulations. An astounding 30 members in the entirety of Octavium have passed a classroom. Also did more. Half of those members are still in the testing phase where they still need to take quizzes and exams. It is imperative that all of you make it to a classroom in order to keep your rank or otherwise advance to the ranks. If the commissars are neglecting their responsibility to enroll you, then you must speak up. Make a big fuss in the journal chat. Alert the superiors that their job is to rank you and to do their job. They serve you and not the other way around. If the commissars have gone lazy, revolt for incompetence. For every lazy commissar, a man shall be hung at a street lamppost. Mark my words, laziness will not go unanswered here. It is their job to hold classrooms, and it is their job to responsibly promote loyalists after they've passed the test and attended classrooms. If a commissar fails you, then a commissar fails me. To you, commissars who are in attendance of this rally. Mark my words, be warned. If you do not work hard to get these Zaenderists to their proper phase, I will bring down the iron on you. I demand and order every commissar to grade test daily, to hold academy lessons daily. I will purge them if they fail, and I will replace them with the masses who have done me so well in this past year. If you have trouble getting enrolled, it is not our fault. but yours. Do not think that because you are lazy and inactive, that the commissars are at fault. If you have poor time management or otherwise are lazy yourself, then that is your problem. Everyone here is fully capable of messing a commissar and request them to host an academy class. If the commissar refuses, then of course they are at fault, and not you. But a day will soon come when hundreds of Octavians have become Zaenderists, that the next goal will be to bring Zaenderism to the entire world. But before we can change the world and liberate it from the corruptions of Teutonia, we must change ourselves. Perhaps one day some of you attending these very rallies will become that very commissar, educating the masses on Zaenderism. Octavium, let our goal be 500 Zaenderists before the end of the year and 10,000 Octavians before the end of the season. Now, let me cut the dramatics. Many of you are probably wondering the status of my activity, to which I must say disheartedly, no. I am not returning to full activity just yet. Oswald Ascadillo has done a fantastic job, as he had done previously as my Grand Marshal in Octavia 5 years ago, and he will remain until the end of summer. In September, I will make a full-time return. However, as signaled by my arrival here today, there will be times where I am present and active part-time. I am still your emperor and never will stop being your leader. But life must come first, and you must trust Oswald as you trust me. Believe it, I will be back before you all know it. In addition to my part-time return, I must finally unveil to all of you the status of Madrid and the DMCA war. You have all waited patiently throughout this tedious speech that I have presented to you. For several months, Octavium has fought battle after battle, the war of fatigue, against resisting the urge to betray after losing our maps for the 10th time in a row. Yes, I do remember coming home, seeing the map DMCA'd, new members shocked as the map was taken down. The map was taken down. Oh no, chaos would ensue. Officers would use this as an excuse to not hold events. Members once active would go inactive. When we first endured this struggle, I allowed these people to make excuses. And as such, divisions that once rallied 30 rallied 5. The Order being one of them. Of course, Steiner was not present to resolve that problem. Branches became only half as active as they were previously. Teutonia looked at this and said, at last Octavium has hit a brick, impenetrable wall. They are suicidally slamming their heads into the brick wall, and soon they will die. But somehow within our hearts, we did not believe them, and every single Octavian charged straight into that wall, head first, and 1,000 men slammed into that wall, breaking the brick wall, and what rose was an invisible spirit of passion from our ranks, which advanced straight to Paris, seized the lands of France, which had been unrightfully occupied by the Teutonia menace. They said that Octavium would collapse to these DMCAs without any possibility of resurgence, and yet, comrades, Octavium rose up more powerful than before and vanquished the invisible enemy in the war of fatigue. After months of hardship, we endured and rallied hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of members, despite the tedious repetition of our maps getting taken down. Comrades, today I announce the war is over. We have won. With an enormous joy in my heart, no longer will we succumb to such attacks from Stahl, Recterian. For hours and hours and hours, the negotiation table was hot with iron. I persistently argued that the world, Stahl. I said, Stahl, the world is on the verge of corruption. Children are being subverted. Empires exist, ruining people's lives. Today, there exists only one people capable of vanquishing this subversive element. And this people is capable of replacing it with a more powerful force with morals like that of Jesus Christ. And I will say his name here. That people lives today. And that people, that great people, are the Octavian people. Stahl reached a deal, and with the request of only $100, a deal unlike any made before, the great loyalist Random G. Smith arrived at once at my request and paid the toll of freedom for our people. Thank you again, Random G. Smith. Long live the loyalists who have fought day by day for the struggle. And thanks to great loyalists like Random G. Smith who have helped to carry this cause for the greater good of the Octavian people. It is because of loyalists like him and his Smith household that the generations will grow into men as devoted as the veterans before them. Comrades, let us finally declare to the world and to all the traitors and to all the doubters of opposition who have doubted us every single hour of our lives that they have lost and that we have won. You who said we would never overcome the DMCAs. You who said that we would never reach 10,000 members. You who said that Octavium will never change and exist in perpetual struggle. Thousands and thousands of Octavium will rise with ever greater loyalty in their hearts. That Octavium remains invincible loyalty as the battle cry of the hour, and that we do not give a damn what we undergo. We will vanquish the opposition, we will proclaim victory atop the mountain, and we will march on building the greatest imperium known to our community. Ave Octavium, Ave Aleczaender, Ave Christus Rex, Ave. I gotta change the song. Out of character real quick, I'm sweating my ass off. All right. Now, with the DMCA war ended, this brings us onto the Republic of Madrid, which has now rightfully returned the arms of the masses. Next week, on the 23rd of May, Madrid V2 will be launching with its revamped editions. New streets, new jobs, more buildings, and much, much more has been added. Stalwart Tyrion has given up, allowing us to once again relaunch Madrid as we had done before. Consider this a major victory in this DMCA war, comrades. I do not expect Stahl to stop anytime soon. And, as I continue to say, remain hopeful. He will probably find other ways to attack us. But do know that the most powerful weapon has been disarmed so that we can proceed without as much struggle as we had done before. There will come a day, comrades, where we will rally hundreds. It won't just be 100 people at these rallies. It will be filled with more than 200, more than 300. Hundreds of Octavians marching in step. That day will come. A day will come when these divisions will rally hundreds like it is nothing. They will hold a tryout. They will accept 30 people. I promise you an era where this will happen. It will come. But that day will only come after we work hard for it. Does it suck now that we have to work hard? Yes, of course it does. Of course it sucks to work hard. But remember that no group outside of this group has worked hard a day in their lives. We are building a legacy. You are building a legacy like Oswald. My fellow commanders, your battalions are named after the heroes that fought at El Alamein and generals who worked hard to build the generation before you. Your names will be carved into these battalions after your divisions are fully functioning and well. You will build legacy. Thousands of Octavians will fill the gaps of traitors who failed to trust the plan, and Octavium will once again regain its glory as the greatest nation to have graced the world. With myself, Aleczaender, as your supreme leader, all of you men will be hailed as heroes, and you will be remembered for trying so hard in these tough times. Keep up the fight, keep up the loyalty, and do not ever give up, no matter how hard it gets. Madrid V2 is around the corner. Great things are on the way. Hold on just a little bit longer. With that being said, comrades, prepare for inspection. Journalists in the wagon, while the men prepare for inspection. Journalists in the wagon, please respond to voice chat. Are the men prepared for inspection?
Supreme Marshal Aleczaender, the Imperial Army of Octavium awaits your command with valor. Know that no matter how difficult the directive, and no matter how impossible the task, The Imperial Army is ready to fight for you until the end. We know no limits, and we are undefeatable for you always. Leader, give the order, and we will fight for you.
Excellent work. Dirty Wagon, you have proven the army capable of winning every battle and is prepared for the greater struggle against both Atonia and the world if necessary. Keep up the great work. Thank you for your loyalty and your service. And know that you have created a great army capable of these things through your willpower and through your loyalty. Keep up the great work.
Army, let us demonstrate to the leader our determination.
Ave, my Imperial Armymen. You have served me well, comrades. When the day comes that you are on the field, I seek to join you in the trenches. I do not care how dirty or muggy it is. That was my place before, and that will be my place always. Keep on fighting, keep on serving, do not stop, do not give up. The best is yet to come. Ave. Imperial Legion, Legate, are the men prepared for inspection?
Supreme Commander Aleczaender, the Imperial Legion is loyal beyond limits. We are immeasurable in our faith, and we are ready to overcome all hardship in our path in order to fulfill your directives. The Imperial Legion is willing to die for you, Aleczander. As a legate, I too am willing to die for you. You are the greatest leader we've ever known. Give us the command to execute every traitor in sight, and we will complete it without hesitation.
Legate Dojo, congratulations on your rally, the Order. You have done an excellent job leading the Legion to victory. The Vanguard showed up in a surprise visit. They were lacking at first, but they picked it up. Divisional Commander Vakada in the back of the great work. And the Inquisition, same with them. I see about 7 faces in the back. Ulfenrath, Mike, and Lusk, the great work. My Legionnaires, you have served me well. You may proceed with the oath.
Legion! What do we want with the lives of traitors? Nothing may break our loyalty. Ave Aleczander!
Ave. Legionnaires, you have served me faithfully and well on this tedious journey. I cannot come to words to describe how I feel by your loyalty and actions in service of myself and this group. It has brought me to great emotion because I have been betrayed so much. It's hurt me so deeply that such close friends of mine have betrayed me, despite knowing me personally in the real world. And yet every time these things happen, the Legion remains steadfast. They only await the next order. And not even my own friends could have done that. Just to know that so many people love me the way that they do. It brings me to a lot of emotion because you do not know me like my friends do. You have never shook my hand. You have not met me. You've only heard me behind the screen, and yet you are willing to run through machine gun fire at my directive. There's one thing more precious than anything in this world, and it is a leader's people. I love all of you dearly. And just as you all are willing to do that for me, I will return the favor for all of you one day. And I will give my life, if willing and necessary, for this cause. Of course, there's a lot of work to be done, so I hope I don't die anytime soon. I don't think I will. But just know that I am very heartfelt and I'm very appreciative to all of you for the work that you've done. Keep up the great work. Keep up the service. Keep up the loyalty. I am so sorry that these deputies that I appoint again and again and again betray all of you as they've betrayed me. I don't know why. There is no psychology behind it. There is no parameter or diagnosis to prevent it. It is unfortunately a dilemma with this game that continues to happen because people are evil and sick. Know that as evil and sick as these people are, never in my life do I intend to do that to any of you. Never have I tried anything evil. Most of you already know this. But know that if I could, I would create a machine and I would create deputies who would never do such things if I could. I would do everything in my power to ensure that the deputies at the top would forever remain loyal and forever work hard the way I do. But it's impossible. So know, my Legionnaires, that you will always have me. Even if I am not with you in person, know that I am still there in spirit, and know that I do not intend to stop fighting anytime soon. In return for your loyalty, I will never give up on all of you, as the deputies have. Ave. All right. I have just spoken to... Actually, I know the Imperator has a speech prepared. Colt, did you still want to present that? I know we've ran a little bit over an hour with this rally, but it's up to you.
No, I concede my speech. It's fine.
All right. I had spoken with Mayor State Trooper, and we have prepared a banner ceremony in response to the treacheries of Howard and Wilhelm. I believe... Yeah. State, would you like to distribute the banners and prepare the men for marching orders? All right. Prepare, forward, march. Remember, you're going to walk around and you're going to unequip. All right, surround the pile. All right, State, do you have the torches? Go ahead and toss the torches into... Here you go. All right, give some space. Octavium, salute, and let us do 3 chants of death to Howard Rosenberg, death to Wilhelm Rosenberg, and death to Patrick J. Smith. Rosenberg is tagged, so just type death to Howard, death to Wilhelm, and death to Patrick. All right. All right, Octavium, return to your formations. Imperator Cults, you may retain control of the men. I'm going to resume the game music. All right, Imperator Cult, take control of the men. Ave. Ave Octavium, Ave Aleczaender, Ave Christus Rex, Ave.